The moment my son said, "Dad, we've got a problem," I knew something was wrong. Our Wi-Fi wasn't just slow anymore. It felt like someone else was inside our network. And when we finally uncovered who was behind it, everything changed in a way I never expected. From that day forward, I've been working from home for years, so a stable internet connection isn't just convenient, it's essential. My entire routine depends on it. Video calls, file uploads, client meetings, everything runs through that single connection. And up until recently, it had always been reliable. Our neighborhood was the kind of place where everything felt controlled. Quiet streets, clean lawns, and an HOA that made sure nothing ever looked out of place. It wasn't perfect, but it was predictable. And for someone like me, predictable meant peaceful. That was until our new neighbor moved in. From the very beginning, something about her felt off. It wasn't anything obvious at first, just small things. The way she spoke to people, like every conversation was a complaint waiting to happen. The way she watched everything around her, like she was constantly judging it. At the time, I ignored it. People have different personalities, not everyone has to get along. But looking back now, that was the first sign. A few weeks later, I started noticing problems with the internet. Nothing major at first, just small slowdowns, a video buffering longer than usual, a file taking extra time to upload, the kind of things you brush off and blame on the service provider. But then it started happening more often. Calls would lag in the middle of meetings, videos would freeze at the worst possible moments, even simple pages took longer to load. It didn't make sense. I checked the basics, restarted the router, ran speed tests. Everything looked normal, at least on the surface. Still, something felt off. One evening, while I was dealing with another frustrating slowdown, my son Ryan walked into the room. He had that look on his face, the kind that meant he'd noticed something I hadn't. "Dad," he said, holding his tablet, "why are there so many devices connected to our Wi-Fi?" That question made me pause, because I knew exactly how many devices we had. I walked over and he showed me the list. Phones, tablets, laptops, even a smart TV. But the names didn't match anything in our house. For a moment, I just stared at the screen. Then Ryan said something that shifted everything. "I think someone is using our Wi-Fi." At first, I wanted to believe it was a glitch. Maybe old devices that hadn't cleared from the system. Maybe something temporary. But deep down, I already knew that wasn't the case. Because earlier that week, our neighbor had casually mentioned that her internet wasn't working properly. At the time, it didn't mean anything. Now, it meant everything. Instead of confronting her right away, Ryan suggested something smarter. "Let's just change the password," he said. "If it's nothing, no problem. But if it is, we'll know." It was simple, clean, no drama. So that's exactly what we did. Within seconds, every unknown device disappeared from the network. And for a brief moment, everything felt normal again, until it didn't. Less than 10 minutes later, there was a loud knock on the door. Not a normal knock, a sharp, impatient one. I hadn't even made it back to the couch before it happened. And somehow, I already knew who it was. When I opened the door, she was standing there, holding her phone tightly in her hand. Her expression wasn't just annoyed, it was angry. "What did you do to the internet?" she demanded. No greeting, no hesitation, just accusation. I stayed calm. "Nothing," I said. "Why?" She rolled her eyes like I was insulting her intelligence. "Don't play games with me. My Wi-Fi just stopped working." That's when Ryan stepped forward. "We secured our network," he said calmly. Something about the way he said it made the situation shift. But instead of backing down, she got louder. "That network is shared," she snapped. "Everyone uses it." I blinked, trying to process what she had just said. Shared? There was no shared network. There never had been. This was a private connection. One we paid for. I explained that to her, clearly and calmly, but she didn't accept it. Instead, she doubled down. She said we were disrupting access, that we couldn't just cut people off like that she would be reporting us to the HOA. And that's when I realized something important. This wasn't confusion. She actually believed what she was saying. The next day, we received an email from the HOA, just like she promised, a formal complaint. According to her, we had interfered with shared community resources and caused unnecessary disruption. It would have been ridiculous if it wasn't so serious. But this time, we were ready. Ryan had already taken screenshots of everything. The device list, the connection logs, timestamps, proof that didn't leave room for interpretation. We responded professionally, attaching all of it. And for the first time, the situation wasn't just her word against ours. There were facts. A couple of days passed, and things went quiet. But Ryan wasn't done. He decided to take a closer look at the network logs. And what he found changed everything. There weren't just previous connections. There were repeated attempts. Multiple devices trying to reconnect, over and over again. Different times, different signals. But all with the same goal. Getting back in. Ryan leaned back and looked at me. "This isn't random," he said. "She's trying to get back on," and he was right. This wasn't casual anymore. It was intentional. We upgraded the security after that. Stronger settings, monitoring alerts, full visibility, and within hours, the notifications started coming in. Someone was trying, again and again, and we both knew exactly who it was. The next time she came to the door, it was different. No shouting, no accusations, just hesitation.